Alrighty then. Successful indie author, 5 minute focus, episode 1108 Character Development. So, how deep is deep enough? How much is too much? And how much is too little? I get comments, reviews on occasion that say characters aren't developed enough. And I get that. I usually develop my characters over a course of books. Sometimes I need to front load that a little better, especially if a character has a certain look. Then we want to make sure that, hey, 5'6", tight curly black hair, pale complexion, or well tanned, or whatever it might be, just so the reader can start building that character in their mind. What they do after that in their actions, well, that helps fill in all the in between stuff. But you have this surface, and what's that surface say about the character? That's the initial part of character development. If you have a NPC, a non-player character in gaming terms, that's the person who comes in and helps orient. It might be the shopkeeper that you talk to for 20 seconds and then move on, and you never see that shopkeeper again. Is it important to stall the flow of your story by describing that shopkeeper and giving any backstory on him or her? That's where I usually don't. I don't even give characters names if I'm not going to bring them up again. And then if I do bring them up again, then I'll give them a name. Oh, hey, this is Bob. Oh, hey, Bob. Even though we've met Bob before, but he wasn't Bob. He was the shopkeeper. And then start fleshing them out. Give them more for the reader to fill in the gaps with their imagination, just so they don't have to fill in everything. It's the balance. You give just enough so they can visualize the character kind of close to what you visualize as a character, and then they'll fill it in with the traits. What are the traits of the character? Oh, left-handed. Oh, extra tall, super thin, not thin, whatever it might be. Very muscular, whatever. Help the reader's imagination, but don't do so much that nothing is left to the imagination. Let them have that. Let them have their own personal build of that character within the constraints that you've defined. That's character development. Don't go overboard. Sometimes people describe this character ad nauseum, give them backstory, and then you never see him again. So that's a hanging thread, I'm going to call it, because now it's like, well, you went to this extent describing this character. Why don't we see more of that character? Because something in that description might resonate with the readers, and then they'll want to know more. I once killed off a character. I kept forgetting to put this character in stories. I'd have to go back after I finished the book and add the character to a couple scenes. The character was vanilla, to say the least, even though, yes, we like vanilla. Vanilla ice cream is great. You put chocolate on it, those sprinkles, stuff like that. But this character didn't add depth. I thought that character didn't add depth. However, after killing that character off, people freaked. I had a bunch of readers pretty mad. And that's, hey, you understand. Even in a white wall, a wall that's your very basic painted bathroom wall, there's going to be texture. There's going to be things. You put things on the walls. And even that background still has its own story. So just enough. But I have to admit, after 6 books and then kill the character off, okay, all right. People grew attached to this group of characters, and he was always in the group. But whole books, I forgot to add him into the scenes and still did it after the fact. And they still, okay, they like this character. So not all characters need descriptions. Not all characters need names. Characters need to fill that role. And however the reader wants to put that character together in their mind, let them do it, especially if it's not critical to the story. Sometimes I might not ever tell whether a character's tall, short, anything, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the story. Okay, this person picks things off top shelves. Okay, maybe the person's taller, or this person has to ask for help to get stuff off top. If that's integral to the story, then do it that way. But sometimes you don't have to belabor a point and fill in where the reader's imagination can fill in. Let the readers use their imagination. For main characters, dole it out a little at a time, but make sure that structure is good on that main character. So as the readers fill it in, they can, it's close to what you envision, because you as the author, you have certain things that are important, might be important later, book 3, book 4, but you have to give that framework first. You can't have a short woman and then all of a sudden it's a tall man. That will jerk the reader out of the story, and then they'll stop reading. So if it's a tall man later, it needs to be a tall man now. So make sure that you give that framework. Character development, it's touchy, it's a balance, and you have to help the reader's imagination, but not so much that they are completely jerked out of the story. I had one character named Sharmati, and because I didn't describe her that well, some of the readers said, well, she's obviously South Asian, she's Indian, and she wasn't. She was a werewolf, actually, but and one reader flipped out. I'm not reading again because you did this to me. So that's how readers react when you jerk them one way or another in a story. And yes, I picked that character name off Indian Baby lists, top 20,000 names. Great names. I always go to baby lists of what are the most popular names for this year, and that's how I get my names, because names. The bane of an author's existence is coming up with new names for new characters. All right, main character, enough so that the reader can fill in. Other characters, just enough. Peace, fellow humans.